righty. Thanks everyone for joining us today for Mentorship Mondays. Today we have Erdmann with us, and I consider him a friend already. I've known him for a while now, and I
Yeah.
can say that he's a dynamic leader who loves bringing out the best in people. After a long and successful career in the Marine Corps, where he retired as an infantryman, he's carried his passion for leadership and mentorship into education and now the business world. Throughout his 20 years in the Marines, Eddie coached, talked, and mentored thousands of service members, shaping strong, confident teams, always focused on growth. He went on to earn a master's in executive leadership from Liberty University to further strengthen his ability to lead and inspire others. Today, Eddie serves as the executive director of the business development at Flex Air, where he combines his military discipline, teaching mindset, and business sense to drive growth and innovation. He's especially dedicated to helping veterans succeed after service and to building teams that thrive through collaboration and purpose. Eddie's mix of military education and business experience makes him a key part of Flex Air's success and a leader who truly cares about people, progress, and making a lasting impact. So, without further ado, I want to introduce here Eddie Ehrman. The floor is yours.
Awesome, man. Thanks for that introduction. There's a saying that there's only one thing better than you, and it's your resume. So thanks for that introduction. And first and foremost, thanks Stratus Financial team for inviting me to engage with everybody that's either attending or even listening in to this Mentorship Monday. And like you mentioned, I was an infantry guy for 20 years, so a lot of people ask, what got you into the aviation industry? Well, that's a story in itself, but I'll tell you, that pinnacle or that fork in the road, and when I was transitioning out, I think I chose the right path, and I'm happy, and it's been an exciting journey. So thank you again, and I look forward to working with you all in the future as well, but also getting to know people, and then I'll hopefully influencing you all to make a good decision to see if this industry is right for you or not, and kind of give you some coaching points of what I've experienced over the last year and a half now in this industry. So, yeah, uh, without further ado, or let's kick it. Cool, that's me. I got that luscious hair. That's why I can spot myself from a mile away. All right, so I was when I was thinking about how we would what we should talk about, and what I think a lot of one students, two people who are making career changes, whether they're coming from the military, whether they're coming from working at markets, where they're working in retail. A lot of people make career changes, and the first thing they wonder is like, okay, cool, where do I go to become a pilot? How do I become a pilot? Those are good questions, and it's not a clear cut and dry answer. But the first thing is this I like that I've seen over that I think people ignore is every flight school that's out there every flight school that's out there, they're going to do one thing. They're going to teach you how to become a pilot. They're going to help you build that flight log, that logbook, and build the hours. They're going to teach you how to fly long distance via cross countries. But one thing that I would argue, and I would stress to every student, to every CFI that's looking for a job, is to look for a school that's going to help you build your resume. Because after the journey of becoming a pilot, going through all your ratings and becoming a CFI and accumulating all those hours, those minimums, 1,500 hours that makes you marketable to the airlines. You want to make sure that you're ready to stand in front of a recruiter and be confident enough to be able to say, hey, listen, I'm ready for this team, and the team should be ready to accept me. So I would say you want to make sure you find a school that's going to help you build that confidence and have you ready for the recruiters. So why I say that, this last weekend I had the fortunate privilege to attend one of the biggest aviation career event in the nation, called RTAG. Now, RTAG is a rotor transition group that was formulated by a couple gentlemen that were in the Army, and it just bloomed. Long story short, there was 6,500 people in attendance. Last year I was able to attend. It was about 5,000. It's just getting bigger and bigger. But I'm telling you, they had all the major airlines out there. They had American Airlines. They had United out there. They had Delta. They had Go Jets. They had everybody out there, and you know, the biggest struggle that I've seen with some of the younger candidates looking to get hired on was, hey, their resume said the same stuff. It said they had this many hours. They said they had this many PIC, this many multi. That's great. But when they stood in front of those recruiters, the one thing that a lot of people lacked was those people skills, the soft skills, the ability to have the confidence and say, listen, I am the right person for your team. And that was a big struggle for many. I seen people sweating. Uh, Frankly, I can tell you, you can guess there was two big colors out there when it came to suits that everybody was wearing, right? And I point those things out because what you want to look in is read between the lines. The recruiters want to know what makes you different, right? So I had several students from our school attend as well, and it goes from the minute things, the little pocket square they had in their suit. Some of them had pink, some of them had like a yellowish, but that small detail sticks out, and so recruiters are catch on to that, and they're like, "Cool, tell me a little bit more about you," because that talks about personality. Um, there's other things about how you spoke. What was on your resume? Yes, you got hours. You got hours. Okay, what more? What did you do at all the previous at the previous jobs that you had? What did you do for that company? Because that's what the airlines want to know. That's what the charters want to know. What can you do for our team as well? There's got to be a mutual agreement, and you can't go into talking to a recruiter saying, "Listen, I want you to do this. I want you to bring me on your team because I want to do this. I want to do this." You've heard it before. There's no I in team, right? So uh, recruiters are quick to grasp onto that. So I would argue that for you, if you're looking for a flight school, find a flight school that is going to help you build your resume. Next slide, please. Cool. CFIs. I'm going to mirror exactly what I just talked about when it comes to students, right? First thing that I've had, and every employee, everybody that wants to come on to the FlexAir team, I do the initial interview. Um, and I'm gonna be completely honest, it is tough right now. It is a tough market for CFIs. I'll be transparent with you. For example, with FlexAir, we have around 40 to 50 applications from CFIs a day. I get prompts in my emails that we have people wanting to join our team. And it's slim pickings out there. It's really tough. So gone are the days where quality was a thing. I'm sorry, quantity was the expectation. Let's just bring many CFIs on. Let's just hire this many pilots. No, now it's all about quality. What makes you stand out? What makes you different? Okay, I got it. Yeah, cool. You got your double I. Cool. You got your MEI. That's great. Well, tell me about yourself. Tell me about why are you interested into our company or insert flight school or insert college. Tell us what makes you different. Why do you want to come onto the team? Have you done the research? Have you done the research on the team that you want to join? That's big. I've had several people that, I get on the phone, I'm pumped, they're pumped, and then I ask them, what do you know about FlexAir? And cricket, cricket. Well, I know you guys are a flight school. Okay, cool. Where at? Montana? You didn't do your homework. It's on our website. We got 3 locations: San Diego, Manhattan, Kansas, and Olathe, Kansas. So those are prime things where recruiters, employers, hiring managers are going to spot right away. And it's like, all right, cool. You haven't done your homework. You're just kind of shooting your dart, throwing your dart. So those are things you want to be mindful of too. Um, Choosing as a CFI, you want to make sure hey, what is the student and instructor ratio at your school? If you talk to a school and they're like, yeah, an instructor, you're going to have 22 students. Yeah, that's you're probably not going to get quality training, right? You're probably not going to get quality training. You're probably going to be overwhelmed as an instructor. So just be mindful of that stuff. Support, right? So support for building hours safely. That's the biggest thing in aviation. Any aviator you speak to, the first words that usually come out of their mouths is safety, 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 and that's crucial, especially given the circumstances these days too. And we got to be very mindful about that, right? And then again, reputation and networking opportunities, right? So recently, like I mentioned, we just attended RTAG. I had 8 of my staff members there, CFIs, base managers there, and some of them are young in hours. That's understood, right? But what happens is those individuals stand in front of the recruiters. Recruiters, if you didn't know this, when you fill out your information on the iPad that the recruiters are holding, they're documenting that and they pay attention. So every event that you go to, it could be a different recruiter that you see next time for the same airlines or the same charger. They have a note. And so that shows them how interested you are into their team. So I strongly encourage anybody, students and CFI, it's okay if you got 40 hours. It's okay if you have 800 hours. It's okay if you're still searching for that airline to get hired on. You're at 2,000 hours. It's okay, get in front of these recruiters, go to these events, because like they said, your network is your net worth, right? And so there's another saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. I counter that by it's also who knows you. So get out there, speak to the recruiters, talk to the airlines. Don't be afraid. No should be your favorite answer, because then you should follow it up with, okay, well, why not? How can I get better? What are you looking for in your CFIs? What are you looking for in your students? What are you looking for in your pilots? So yeah, position yourself, right? Um, as a mentor, but not as an instructor. Next slide, please. I can't hit enough. Network, network, and network conferences. And I'll tell you, uh, uh, last year was one of the coolest conference I've been to, and I'm telling you, I'm if anybody knows me, I'm a straight shooter, and not just because I was an infantry guy in the Marine Corps, but I'm a straight shooter. That Aero Summit was phenomenal last year. We did it in Vegas, and uh, beautiful. So Gus, to your team, thank you all for inviting us. It was great time, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next one coming up. So if you're listening to this, you better go, because one, you'll see me and Gus there, and the whole team, Brandon and Anthony, but it's gonna be phenomenal.
Thank you for joining us. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, it was a good time, man. Good time. Um, okay, and when and how you should start. Like I mentioned, as early as possible. As early as possible. If your school, FlexAir, we have a program. Anybody that comes in onto our team as an instructor, you're also an ambassador. And so any of these events, FlexAir, we'll cover the event for you. We'll cover the hotel and the flight to the event with you. You'll come out with myself. You'll come out with some of our other mentors that we have, and you're shaking hands and kissing babies. You're talking to everybody, because you're also building those relationships, because it's such a big industry, but it's really such a small community. So many times I was walking through terminals and I'm like, man, I know you. Dang, I know you. We met at hey, have a safe flight, have a safe flight. I have alumni students that we ran into at this recent event, and it was phenomenal to see them start from no training, and now they're flying at the airline. So again, there's never too early to go to these events. It's a fun time. This one, they had superhero dinner, so people were dressing up, and their superpowers. They had their own superpowers and stuff. Good times. Um, where do you start? Uh, I attended Redbird Migration recently, actually at the beginning of last year, because FlexAir was named the best flight school by AOPA. And so out in Colorado, a Redbird Migration, I ran into a gentleman who now runs Gamma. Uh, you could check that out, General Aviation, James Viola. And he and I he's a veteran as well. So he's like, hey, listen, man, have you ever been to Oshkosh? I had never been. And he's like, you're not a real aviator until you go to Oshkosh. Man, I'll tell you, I went to Oshkosh, and ironically, I ran into Gus out there. Telling you, it's a small industry, small community, and man, I'm hooked. I am hooked. I'm going to be going to Oshkosh next year. It was ginormous. So events like that, not only do you get to do cool stuff and run into cool people like Gus, but you get to see some cool airplanes, planes that I never even thought even existed. It was phenomenal. So I strongly encourage stuff like that. I already said Aero Summit's on my top to do. So that's one. NBAA, RTAG, RTAG, I just mentioned, huge. It's probably the biggest one in the nation. I strongly encourage you to go out there, check with your local aviation clubs, hit up the chapters, right? AOPA chapters, check out the flight clubs. There are many out there, right? But before you slap the table on it, joining any of them, dig, do some research. There's many tools out there. You got the Googles, you got the Chat GPTs, you got the Gronks, you got all that. Utilize those tools to better formulate your decision. How should you maximize attendance? Again, do your homework, prepare questions ahead of time, right? Before you don't want to go in there stuttering. You don't want to go in there saying, "Hey, tell me about your flight school or tell me about your airlines." No, do your homework. They want to see that. Um, and then bring some personality. Let them know how, you know, yes, we understand that every student and every CFI and every pilot should worry about safety. Got it. Cool. Hit that. Say, hey, look, I care about safety. Great. But this is what I also care about. I care about the success of the team that I want to join as well, too. So I want to be contributor to that. I want to excel. I want to move along. I want to continue my future with you all. That's what employers are looking for. And that's why right now, you'll probably hear that the airlines are not hiring. Nobody's hiring. That's false, and it's about to ramp up even more here shortly. But that's all false. As I mentioned before, it's not about quantity; it's about quality now. Now we could be selective. The airlines could be selective on who they bring on the team. The flight schools could be very selective. For example, even our students. I have about 300 to 400 students applying for our program a month, and I only allow 6% in. And that's because I really narrow down on who wants to be on this team, who really wants to make this profession a career, because I want to invest all my energy into you because I want you to be the best. Do I want to go the airlines? I personally do not, right? I'm an extrovert. Um, and honestly, I don't see myself sitting in a cockpit with just one other person for 4 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours, however long the flight is. I personally can't do that. I had fun jumping out of airplanes and fast roping out of them and stuff, but I am a-okay. I'm perfectly fine flying to Vegas to an Aero Summit, or flying out to one of my local bases, or Olathe, Kansas, or even Florida next year. So that's what I wanted to do. So find out your why. Why do you want to pursue this industry or this career path? And just know that it's not easy. Because if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. Um, and I understand there's some skepticisms, there's misunderstandings, there's some drawbacks, right? Internally, I used to do things, I even do with my kids T charts. Okay, tell me the goods and bads. All right, let's weigh out the options, see which one outweighs the other. So do that to yourself. It's a-okay with that. You can utilize the Google, you can utilize the Chat GP to formulate your opinion. Reddit, there's Reddit in there. I'd be cautious on some of those things too, though, because you got a lot of naysayers. You got a lot of people saying, "Well, hey, my flight training was cheaper here and it was faster here." Okay, you think that makes you a safe pilot? I'd question about that, right? And is cheap always better? I don't know about that. So again, that's why I say ask all these hard questions. What more can the flight school, or what more can this airline do for me as well? Because I'm willing to invest this much energy into you as long as we have a mutual agreement. So those are things I would highly recommend. Next slide, please. All right, communicating with recruiters. This is fun, and this is why I attend a lot of these events, because again, I have students. We throw it out to all the students who want to attend these functions, and I personally will stand in line with every single one of my students or instructors who are looking forward to talk to these recruiters, and I coach them prior to. And then here's a little hint that I tell you all: you go to one of these conventions, you go to one of the hiring events, and ask yourself, who are the top three people I want to, before I leave this place, or I call it a wrap. I Who are the top three people I want to talk to? And we'll say, for example, I want to talk to American, we want to talk to United, and I want to talk to JetBlue. Cool. Take those three, flip it upside down, right? Because what you want to do is, for your number one, you want to be fully ready to talk to that recruiter. And so work out the kinks with the other two first, right? So that's one of the tips that I try to tell everybody to do. The second thing that I would say is have your resume tight. And here at FlexAir, along with our coaching and mentoring, we really emphasize on the professionalism. And so you have a resume ready. I'm going to review it. Our CEO, Paul Wins, he'll review it. We're very engaged with everyone. We offer all these services. It's on our students to take advantage of that, because then we take note as well as really who's dedicated, who really wants to do this and be successful. And we understand that internally at our school, there's some people that want to get a quality PPL, and that's fine. We want to make sure, because I'll tell you, if you haven't been paying attention, um, the future is coming really quick, and um, there's some companies out there you got to be watchful. PPL is going to be very, very important in the near future, and I won't dabble too much into that because um, there's some NDAs that I've signed, so I got to be cautious on what I talk about. But but communicate, right? Be professional. Make sure your resume is tight. If it's 2 pages, I'm throwing it out the window. I don't have time for that. I'm going to look at the key things, right? PIC time, the multi-time. I'm going to look at all that stuff, but I want to know about the quantifiable facts that are inside your resume, right? You can tell me you can write a paragraph on there that you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I want to see numbers as well too. How did that also not just benefit you, but benefit the company? So be mindful of that. Have your elevator pitch ready, right? Practice, and practice it. Have a couple scenarios. There's a thing out there called STAR, the STAR approach. How do you handle a situation? Because recruiters throw out there, okay, given this situation, what do you do, right? So check it out, STAR. Um, Again, and then follow up respectfully. Okay, they're not going to tell recruiters not going to tell you right away. And imagine again, I told you about 40 to 50 resumes a day. I don't have the time in the world to look at all of them. I eventually look at them, but it takes time. So just be mindful. So follow up professionally. Say, hey, listen, I submitted a resume. I'd be curious to see if you even had the opportunity to take a look. And I understand if you weren't able to, and just be professional. That's it. I've had people say, hey, I submitted my resume. Why haven't you called me back? I'm not going to call you back. That's pretty unprofessional. If you use, if you write like you speak, that's bad. So I would use the tools that you have to your advantage to help you formulate a good resume. Common mistakes to avoid, yeah, it's oversharing your flight hours before you're even ready, right? So I've seen it. I've seen people typos. I added an extra I to my rating. Um, yeah, we clearly can see your logbook, and we clearly can communicate, and we know. So just be mindful of that stuff. Again, I mentioned, don't just make it about yourself. Don't just make it about yourself. You have to show interest into the company. You got to tell them why you want to join the team. Because again, on you shouldn't just be throwing darts. I wouldn't want to join a team that I'm really not fully invested into. And it took me a while to join Flexair because one, I was transitioning, and I wanted to make sure that two things. I did an internship. Well, we have a DoD approved skill bridge with Flexair, and so I did my skill bridge um, with Flexair, and I did about 60 days. A little bit more. I applied for NASA. I applied for Boeing. I applied for Lowe's. I applied for many, and I had job offers. I had job offers, and I sat back and I said, "Man, is that what I really want to do?" I've had two phones for 20 years. That kind of got tiring. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I just want to chillax. I want to do something new every day. I want to enjoy what I'm doing. And I want to help veterans because I'm a veteran. And I stumbled across FlexAir, and uh, a little bit more detailed, FlexAir had a position, the base manager in San Diego, and I emailed Paul Wins, the CEO, out of the blue. I said, I want to do that job. And he fired back at me pretty responsive. And this kind of shows the character he is. He was really responsive back and said, I am not hiring in San Diego, but I am hiring in Kansas. I said, I don't want to go to Kansas. And so he said, you know what? Let's have a conversation. And long story short, here I am. So again, don't be afraid to shoot your shot. You're going to miss it if you don't take it. So but I told him I want to join your team, and so during that skill bridge, it was an opportunity for me to see if Flexer was really genuine about what they were preaching and what they were saying. Again, as Gus mentioned, my master's is executive leadership, and then I'm pursuing my doctorate in strategic leadership. So I really focus on genuality, and are you really who you say you are, and then are you about bettering the people around you? Because one thing remains the same. Every industry is the people. And so if you understand the people, if you can speak with people, if you can help the people, then that's a win. So here I am, and I am enjoying it. I wouldn't take it back to save my life. I really enjoy it. The company's been fun, and the industry's been even greater. So yeah, next. Cool. So key takeaways. So start building your connections early. Uh, don't be afraid. I know there's a lot of introverts out there. I'm a Myers-Briggs instructor, so I speak personalities and who's an introvert, who's an extrovert. Those are all strengths. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you better than the other. It's just your personality type, and that's what you prefer. Um, get out there, communicate, get outside your comfort zone because everything you do in the aviation is any work environment is you're going to run into some positions or scenarios where you're like, man, this is kind of uncomfortable. It's okay. You're going to make through it. Have that resiliency to keep pushing. Treat every interaction as a potential career, because I've seen it. You go up, and I tell my students this, and I tell my instructors who go out there and talk to the recruiters. I said, listen, you're going to talk to the recruiter. If they hit you with the, hey, we'll give you a call back, or maybe we're not a little interested right now, follow up with that next question. Is like, okay, great, thank you for that. Do you have any recommendations on who else I should go speak to who may be interested in my abilities? Doesn't hurt. Follow up with end it with a follow-up question. The people you meet today, oh, they're definitely going to shape your journey. Um, and so shake hands, network. Don't be afraid. So as I mentioned, your network is your net worth, right? So your network is your net worth. So uh, uh, don't be afraid. Hit me up on LinkedIn. Connect with me. That's a-okay. If somebody in my network can help you out, I'm gonna push them to you because that's what I'm about is bettering the other person because that's what makes me happy in life. So yeah, take that opportunity. And lastly, I know it's I kind of moved a little quickly on here, but um I say, hey, there's the answer right there. Training plus your network plus your professionalism, that's going to equal the success. So if you can knock those things out, or if you need help with that, reach out. Don't be afraid to find an organization that's willing to take the time to help you out and better you. I don't think any organization out there, the leadership in there wakes up and says, you know what, I just want to be a bad person today. They don't do that, right? So if you don't reach out and they don't see that you're willing, you want to change, don't get stuck in your ways. Be okay with being uncomfortable or embrace the change. Be okay with that, but just be a contributor to the success. They're gonna love that and you will too as well because you want to find that work-life balance because all of us here and employers they do care about your families, they care about you, so find those teams that are really genuine about that. With that said, does anybody currently have any other questions? And then I'll also open that up to, Gus, if you got anything that maybe I missed or if something came to your mind and I need to recap or touch up a little bit more on.
No, you're doing great. We have a few questions here, but we can leave them
Okay.
for the end of the webinar.
Yeah, no worries. No, I'm pumped about that. Again, reputations, right? So there are many flight schools out there, and I'm not going to speak on all the schools out there and the names out there. I can speak about us. Do your research. You'll find, for example, our school. If you're looking for a school that has a reputation, FlexAir has been named Best Flight School by AOPA this year. We were also named Best Flight School through by Textron. They build Cessnas. They have a program. It's called the Top Hawk, and there were 4 winners in the world this year, and we were one of them. And so with that came a cool prize. We got a brand new Cessna 172. I was able to pick the color scheme of it. I was able to pick the tail number. We have a location in Olathe, Kansas. The area code there is 913, so fitting. The tail number of that plane is 913 Fox Alpha for FlexAir. So, if you see it flying around, it's a beautiful thing. And it's sponsored by Bose. It's sponsored by Garmin. It's sponsored by the King's School. I had Martha and John sign it while we were at Vegas at Aero Summit. So it was a great time. So yeah, you want to find schools that have a reputation. And that have been proven. And it's not just about us saying it, It's other people that are saying it and they're recognizing that. So find stuff like that. We have a great program here. We got a bunch of CFIs. We have so far we have 3 CFIs of the quarter. We got one coming up, and then out of the running for those, we're going to identify one as a CFI of the year, and that CFI of the year is going to be attending Aero Summit with you all too on Flex Air's dime. So we're pretty pumped about that.
All right. Do you want to do the Q&A right now, or
Yeah,
should we
let's.
just? Okay.
What's your take? Yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah, let's do it. So I have one good question that I like here. Is
Okay.
what are your best interview tips for landing a CFI role?
Oh, perfect. So your best interview tips for a CFI role. Be yourself. We know, again, I mentioned it, we know safety is paramount. Um, don't just focus around safety. Tell us about yourself. And I'll even go further, a little bit to narrow it down. A lot of times, the first questions that a hiring manager is going to ask you is, tell me about yourself. Well, that's pretty vague because I can go for days. I could tell you I'm from Fresno, California. I could tell you, I moved out to Kenosha, Wisconsin because I wanted to escape the life that I was growing up into and I wanted to change my life. And then I joined the Marine Corps and I can go on and on and on. Here's how you fix that problem. You sit back and say, okay, well, what would you like to know about me? That narrows it down. That puts it back on the hiring manager's seat so they can narrow down, okay, well, tell me about your career, right? Tell me what inspires you, what motivates you, what are you looking for in our company, right? So I would narrow it down to being specific as far as and challenging the hiring manager. Don't be afraid to ask them questions. Don't be afraid to ask them the hard ones. It's a-okay. And if they start pitter-pattering around some of the answers, take that into consideration. Like, oh, okay, got it. So hopefully that answered that question. And if they respond and say yes, they did or not, that's cool too. Let me know, and I'll elaborate a little bit more.
Absolutely. I have another one that it's almost similar, but it says like, how can I stand out when every applicant has similar hours?
Oh, yeah, perfect. Your personality. Every person is different. That's who we want to hire. We want to hire you. We don't want to hire just the hours. We need the hours. We don't want to just hire the hours. What makes you different? And then again, I'm big on personality, and so I want to know: are you a good fit for the team? Not just if the team's going to like you, but if you will like the team as well. I wouldn't want to set you up for success and or for failure and bring you on to a team that you're not going to like. Um, and so that's what I would say. It's kind of tough, but just be you. Find what made you successful in your career, whether it's your determination, whether it's your communication skills, whether it's your passion to motivate and then actually lift those that you're training above you. That's key, and we spot that from a mile away.
Excellent, excellent. Who should I prioritize talking to at events? Pilots who work at the airline or the people who I like to interview for, recruiters? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, okay, good question. So prioritizing on who you should communicate with at these hiring events, I would prioritize hiring to like-minded people, people that are in the same seats in the same shoes as you. Communicate with the people that are in line. Communicate with the person in front of you, communicate with the person behind you. They're not competition. I promise you, they're not your competition. The recruiters are going to find the competition. The hiring manager is going to find the competition. They know what the competition is. Just talk to them. Figure out what's made them successful. Why are they here? Find out their story. See if it's very similar, right? Because if you can find out who the person in front of you, maybe even the two people in front of you, if they're going to give the same story, hey, look at, I care about safety and I want to make it to the airlines because I want to make a lot of money. Okay, steer away. Don't say the same stuff because the recruiter's going to get tired. And imagine that, right? You have to have that courage because I have videos, I have pictures. You'll probably see them on my LinkedIn. Those lines are really, really, really long. And that's very discouraging to see when
mhm.
you're like, I don't want to go stand in a line because that line's going to take me 3 days to finally get to the recruiter. Well, that's what the recruiter's looking for. Are you committed? Are you willing to go through this? Because everybody else in front of you was. They just happen to put their pants on a little quicker than you are, and they got to the line faster. So those are the things you got to be mindful of. And then also think about the human aspects, right? Uh, the human factors that go into recruiters get tired. You know, you're shaking. I mean, hands are tired. My hands are tired. My legs are hurting. My ankles were hurting yesterday talking. My voice is barely there. I'm sure you can probably hear it in there. I need a little bit more water, but um, understand that recruiters are going to get tired, and so take that in consideration, right? So maybe the first day, everybody's going to be shuttling. Have a plan, and hit them up the next day, right? Because I'll tell you, after the 600th applicant that first day, my brain is fried, right? My brain is fried. And so, do you think you, as an applicant, are going to get a fair shake on communicating with that recruiter? Be mindful of that. Just be strategic on how you approach that. So that's not necessarily is a priority, because again, if we want to talk priority, save the best for last, right? But if we're talking about being strategic, be mindful and take into consideration the human factors.
That was great. That was great. I like this one. How
Yeah.
do you approach people at events without feeling awkward?
Oh, it's already awkward if you're thinking that way. You have to
It
have
is.
confidence. You have to own that room. You know, we got some great leaders, and I like to use some quotes from some great leaders in the military. You know, be brief, be bold, and be out. Okay, so move in, own that, have the confidence. You know you're good, right? Again, there's only one thing better than you, and that's your resume. So own the world. Go in there, have the confidence. You're gonna be scared. You're gonna be nervous. You know, just like there is chair flying. Hey, talk to yourself in the mirror. I know it's kind of awkward. Talk to yourself in the mirror and take a look at your posture, right? Look at all that stuff. Be ready for it, right? Practice, rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. Be ready for it. Have some stories, have some pitches, have some um, I mentioned star, right? Have some scenarios ready to talk to recruiters because they're going to ask you, "Hey, given this situation, how did you handle that?" Right? Get ready for that. Uh, go in there. They're humans. They put their pants on the same way you do. You're going to be a-okay. They're not going to bite you. I promise they won't. They're just there. They want to find out if you're really about it.
Excellent. Yeah. And the last one that I have right here is, would it
Okay.
be too forward to DM a recruiter or interviewer on LinkedIn to introduce myself?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm telling you, send it. Because that's how I met the people I am now. Again, I mentioned I emailed Paul Wins. I emailed the CEO of the company. I just threw it out there. He
Nice.
didn't know me from Adam, and here I am. And actually, he's one of my best friends. You know, so you never know. You never know. Those people that are afraid to do it, they're never going to find out. So send it. There's nothing wrong. DM me. I'll look on there. As long as it doesn't say sponsored on there, I'm gonna be like, all right, cool. Let's connect, man. So yeah, I'm all about it.
As you mentioned, like this is a great community. It's like we feel like we know each other everywhere.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I love it, man. I love it.
Oh,
Like it's the best industry I've ever worked in. And I have a degree in aviation management, and I
yep.
never worked in the industry until I started here 3 years ago almost. And I love it so far.
That, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
but
awesome.
last slide that we have is about Aero Summit. We want to say that we have the early bird pricing that is going to be ending this Wednesday.
Oh,
It's free now for the student pilots, and it won't be free until this Wednesday. So please sign up. It's free. It's a great event, as Eddie said. You learn a lot. We're gonna have like some like panels for students, also for CFIs, and most students are gonna become CFIs later on. So this is a good place
facts.
for you to be and to also network, as Eddie says. We're gonna
Yep.
have some airlines over there, good sponsors that may help you get to your next job, or who knows, maybe if let's say FlexAir, they have so many CFIs that they can hire anymore. There's going to be a lot of flight school owners that they may take you as a CFI over there. So it's a good place for you to be.
Facts.
So
And little stats on that, right? Just holistically, within the next 10 years, 50% of the current pilots are going to be retired because they have to retire at 65, right? I'm telling you, it's going to hit fast. Right now, you think it's slow. You can listen to what's going on right now. Aviation's been around, and I'm telling you, you could talk to each generation. They're going to say, "Oh, during my time, they were slow picking. During my time, they were slow pickings." No, everything's okay right now. So I strongly encourage you to get out there. Shoot, students being free, CFIs $50 to attend this event. you can't go wrong. It's going to be a good time, and I'm telling you, uh, Anthony and Brandon and the team there, they know how to get down, man, and to see some of the key leaders that have been doing this for a long time and hosting events, hosting conventions, hosting career events to really jump on Aero Summit and say that's how you do it. You got to attend, and I'm not just saying that to fluff because if anybody knows me, I'm not one to make this stuff up. I'm all about it. So that's why I'm going again. I can't wait. And they're going to be golfing. Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, and we're gonna have AeroQuest, which I don't know if you remember that we hosted like the last day. Now we're gonna
Yep.
have it the first day after the golf. So that's gonna be that night. It's gonna be Havana themes.
Yeah.
Havana nights actually themed. It's gonna be nice. We're gonna have nice food, drinks, and a lot of airplanes over there for you to enjoy. Even cars. We might be
Yeah.
bringing cars
Oh,
as well, like Havana nights kind of theme.
okay.
Um, but yeah, looking
I
forward to
support.
it. I see that we have some other people here.
Okay.
Are there any other questions that you would like to ask us? Let me see. Oh, I think that okay. I raised my hand apparently, but no.
Yeah, that's cool. You got a question, guys.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Um, well, if you don't have any other questions, thank you so much everyone for joining Mentorship Mondays. Thank you so much, Eddie, for
Yeah.
this. We're really grateful that you decided to join this. And looking forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me again, Stratus. Team, thank you for hosting these. I think this is very crucial and very important for aspiring pilots, students, CFIs to kind of just hear this and it shows again. You're not a flight school and you're giving back to students and you're giving back to the instructors and you're giving back to the community and the pilots. This is awesome. Like this is leadership 101 right here. Is not just talking about it, but you're actually walking it. So kudos to you all and the team, and thank you all for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So thanks everyone. Have a great day.
All right, see ya.
All right, bye-bye.